What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. We're going to get into a few things real quick. Not going to be a long show. I'm going to just get straight to the point. Let's go. What's up, everybody? I just wiped my nose. I just got to make sure I ain't got no boogers before I get on camera. Hold on, y'all. I got to make sure my nose is clean before I get back on this camera. But what's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, Demetria? What's up, Winnie? What's up, Destiny? What's up, Psalm? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? What's up, everybody? That was nice, Winnie. Yeah, definitely praying for our friend Demetria. What's up, Teresa? What's up, Miss Kitty? What's up, son? Oh, now I really got to check. Hold on. Yo, where my camera at? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We're going to get to the point. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Also, I don't know if you guys see my community post, but rest in peace to Assata Shakur. For those of you who don't know, she was accused of shooting a state trooper. She ended up spending 6 years in prison. However, the Black Liberation Army actually led her to freedom because they got her out of prison, right? Or she escaped, right? She escaped. They got her out, and then they sent her over to Cuba, and where Fidel Castro, he was all like, no, I'm not extraditing her. And mind you, back when Barack Obama had repaired the relationship with Cuba, they still didn't extradite her over here to be charged. Mind you, she was the first woman. Let me turn back on my camera. She was the first woman to be on the FBI's most wanted list. And her capture, the reward was $2 million. And nobody ever turned her over. And you know, around that time when the situation happened back in the 70s, would she have been given a fair trial? No. So I'm happy that she did run away and she was able to get out the country and live her best life, you know? What's up, Andrew? I say Angie. Thank you, son. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships. So yes, definitely rest in peace to Assata Shakur. It's funny because she used to work with Afeni Shakur, Tupac's mom, and she was the godmother to Tupac. So that's an interesting note right there too, as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into what's been going on. Y'all, I'm not mad or anything like that. It's just that every time I try to give people a chance or be nice to people, it always just ends up biting me in the ass. And I'm all like, yo, this just extends a storyline with people. And it's like, I don't want no connection to these people. And my thing is that I'm always down to do an interview. And I told you guys, I like interviewing with smaller content creators, you know, giving a chance, getting to know them and just being encouraging. But now I'm not being encouraging no more. No, fuck you all, big or small, fuck all of you. And the reason being is because now my thing is like, interview who you want. You don't owe me nothing, right? You don't owe me anything. Interview who you want. But it looks very shady to then interview someone who you asked me about and then make it seem like, oh yeah, it was your plot or it was my thing to do an interview about him. And mind you, the interview wasn't even about one individual person. And my thing is like, when I was asked the question, I could have went in further, but I chose not to because it's giving not credit, but it would almost give validity to that other person. So that's why I didn't answer the question like I could have. Like, oh yeah, this, and this. It was just all like, it is what it is. It's a thing in the past. I left it at that. But not that I regret that I should have gave further detail or anything like that. It's that I shouldn't have did the interview at all. I shouldn't have. And I don't even want to say I regret it. It is what it is. But now from here on out, no more interviews. No, F that. F that. If I'm going to do an interview, it's going to be with somebody who I'm actually like cool with. Like if somebody like Katorbe asked me to do an interview, okay, cool. Naughty Love. Shout out to Naughty Love. Somebody like that asked me, I'll be cool to do that. But doing these collaborations and working with people, I see why the big content creators treat y'all like shit. I see why. Now I need to start doing that, treating y'all like shit. Because when I treat y'all with respect, y'all don't understand it, y'all don't get it. So let me just start treating y'all like a dog. I'm gonna just start doing that from now on. It makes it a whole lot easier. Please use more discretion, AT2. A lot of the characters are just dodgy. Yeah, that's true. And it always ends the same. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It always ends the same. And like I said, this is not even like a control thing. Like I want to control the person, tell them what to do and what not to do. It's just all like, hey, this isn't smart business. This isn't the way. And thank you guys for congratulating me on reaching 74K. I appreciate that. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth because it's just all like, okay, well, if you're just going to ask me about him and then go off and do an interview with him, like you should have let me know that, because I definitely would have said no. And it's not even a thing where, oh, you can't interview nobody who I don't rock with or who I don't like. It's not even an issue with that. It's that literally we just did an interview and now you're interviewing with this person and then put me in the title and going to ask me about that and then going to ask this person about me. And it just draws that tie and connection that I've been trying to break for the longest time. I know I'm not crazy. Thank you, Sarnik. I know I'm not crazy. I know it ain't me. It's you. It's not me. It's you. Yes, thank you, Heather. Get those likes up. That's why I work alone, but I love you, AT2. You are an awesome guy. Just work with yourself. It's better. I'm just saying. Thank you, Nina. You're right. You're right. Because you give a little bit and then they take from you. That's what I realized. Just a little bit that you give. And I still say I shared the interview, my interview, on the community tab. If you want to watch it, you definitely can. I'm not going to take down anything or delete nothing. It's just that now I know there's no respect between us. So no respect and no integrity. So now that I know that, okay, cool. Like, because honestly, to tell you the truth, when these things happen, I just want to be like, F everybody. I'm not doing shit no more. No, cancel all the collaborations, cancel everything. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fulfill my commitment. And then after this weekend, it's back to F everybody. I ain't dealing with none of y'all. Y'all going to get these uploaded videos. Let me tell you too. I love going live. I love being able to communicate with you guys and talk with you guys in real time. But it has been so much easier for me just to do uploads, like reaction videos and stuff like that, just because I don't have to deal with the bullshit. It has been so much easier just doing that. And I feel like now that I'm in a different realm, it's just so much better. It's so much better. Now I don't have to worry about, oh, this person is trying to be shady or trying to do this and that behind the scenes. Like, I don't have to worry about none of that. Because once I post a video, that's it. That's it. That's gone. It's over with. And again, I don't want to attack the subscribers. This is not an attack on you guys. This is an attack on these content creators because they all full of shit. Let me not say all, most. About a good 95% of them are all full of shit. Yeah, they're not good human beings. They're not decent people. They're horrible. Thank you, Bama. I appreciate that. Hey, you here now. That's all that matters. You know, that's all that matters. Jenison says, I'm messing with you. We're going to hold you to that stuff. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and watch tomorrow. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm doing. Oh no, there is something that I do want to tell you guys. So, I don't have the link though. Okay, so download Station Head, right? And I guess I have to get Tenneke to give me the link. But tomorrow we doing another DJ battle. Remember I did one like months ago, but Tenneke, she asked me to do a DJ battle, so I will be doing that tomorrow. At it's hold on, let me get the time. 5:00 my time, Central 7:00, and then 8:00 Eastern. Let me see where. No, Instagram is so different. I gotta like figure out where the buttons are. Hey, where is the link? All right, I'll try to see if I can get the link. All right. So yeah, so that's that on that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the other stuff that I had. So no more interviews. Y'all all stink like shit. I can't wait to be done with these content creators and be out of here. All right, so for those of you just joining in, I just wanted to give you, a brief synopsis. All right, so the protesters. So there are some protesters at the Kamala Harris book tour, right? And it really, 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 really pissed me off. And the reason why it pissed me off was because these pro-Palestinian Gaza protesters, and mind you, I've always been somebody to speak out publicly. I've always been like, I stand with the people in Gaza. I've always championed that. If you've been following me for a while, I've always been one of those people to talk truth to it, right? However, what I'm not willing to do is throw away American politics for another nation. And what I mean by that is that you had all these people saying like, oh, don't vote for Kamala. Kamala, she believes in genocide and she supports them, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at what's happening now, and it's like, well, I guess, when Trump said he was going to turn it into the Grand Rio, was it the Grand Rio or the Grand Riviera? Somebody tell me in the chat. The Grand Rio or Grand Riviera? Either a grande something, and he was going to remove the people, and he wants to take those people in Palestine, Riviera, thank you. He wants to take those people in Palestine and all send them to Sudan. That's what he wants to do because Egypt don't want them, Lebanon don't want them. He wants to take those people and send them all to Sudan. That's what he wants to do. So then they can make beachfront property and take it all. Yeah, that's what they want to do. Him and Benjamin Netanyahu. And instead of them interrupting Trump in his speeches, they'll do it to Kamala. And they did it on her book tour. So let me go ahead and pull up the clip right now. If I can find it. Here we go. And this is just for my YouTube short. I don't know if you guys seen it or not. All right, here we go.
unlike the current president of the United States. What's happening right now in Gaza, what is happening to the Palestinian people is outrageous and it breaks my heart.
My heart will always be with the people in Gaza. Okay, I can just tell you basically what I said here. So, again, I have nothing against the people in Palestine. I want to clarify that. This is not the message to them. This is for the people who stood on, oh, I'm protecting Gaza, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right? Their time to protest was during the election. And instead of voting for Kamala and trying to work with that administration to get some policy change towards Israel, you decided, oh, don't vote for her. You know, let the system burn down the system, and so we can build it back up. Well, that's not going to work when the system is literally being ran by a tyrant. There is no, oh, we're going to build it back up. There is no perfect candidate. You will never have a perfect candidate. If you want a perfect candidate, then you run for office. Until then, you got to pick, and I don't even like saying the lessers of two evils. I don't even like saying that, but you got to pick somebody, right? And so if you choose to sit at home, either voted for Trump or you said, F this, or you put your faith in Jill Stein, because where is Jill Stein? Where is Jill Stein? I thought Jill Stein was coming to save everybody. Remember, y'all was saying vote third party, vote for Jill Stein? Jill Stein is literally an election cicada. She only comes around every 4 years, and then she bounce. She be out of here. Jill Stein done made her money for running that sham of a campaign, and she's sitting somewhere in the Hamptons. I bet you anything. She don't give a fuck. So going to my initial point was that you put your faith in all these people, but yet they're not even here helping you or protecting you. That money that they spent to go to Kamala Harris's show and then interrupt it, they could have donated that money to Palestine. They could have donated that money to the people in Gaza. They could have been doing that, mobilizing, but instead, what they chose to do was interrupt the book tour. Now, it was only the first show in New York. As I understand, they didn't do that for the second show, and they didn't do that in Philly. I'm going to the show in San Francisco. So if you are sitting next to me and you about to protest, you getting elbowed in your motherfucking throat. I don't give a fuck. I'm elbowing you in your fucking throat so you can't breathe. Allegedly. I got to remember, I can't get in trouble. But, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy to me that you have these people that interrupted her show, but then we don't see nor hear you, just like some of you said, oh, they're afraid to go to jail. Well, if you're about that life, you're about that life. You don't mind going to jail, right? Take me to jail. That's what I thought they said. If you fighting for what's right, then you shouldn't mind, but it's funny because anything with Trump, they make sure to do it outside. They don't come inside with the bullshit. They make sure to do it outside. Very strategic, very cowardly, very punk, very pussy. That's what they choose to do. And it's so crazy to me that we talk about Palestine, but we don't talk about what's going on in Congo. I forgot the material that it is in Congo, but literally you have kids dying trying to get the material that makes our phones. I forgot what it is called. I am so sorry. Thank you, Karma. What's up, Mims? Is it smart to let the public know a specific place and time where you'll be? Maybe not, but I already kind of let people know that I was going. I let people already know I was going to San Francisco. Hey, it is. Listen, I'll be ready. I'll be on guard. Hopefully, I'll be able to enjoy the show, but I'll be on guard, definitely. Let me give me some pepper spray. I'm just kidding. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. But anyway, you know, um, not only Congo but also Sudan. Sudan, which is crazy, they're going through their own like civil war too. That's why, like, when they said they were going to send the immigrants over to Sudan, I was like, do they not know that they have like a whole war going on? Like, it's crazy out there right now. But again, there's so many other things going on in the world, but yet you would throw away your humanity, your safety here, what people will call harm reduction, by saying like, hey, this man Trump can't be in office. This whole, oh yeah, if you burn down the whole system, we'll be able to build it back up. This isn't 1732 anymore. Like, yeah, in other countries, like what was it? Was it Bangladesh? It was one where they said they like city council on fire or something like that. Like their government building, they set it on fire to try to oust the prime minister. I forgot what nation that was. I'll look it up later. But in the US, that's not gonna work here. And especially when you got the guy deploying the National Guard and shit like that. Your power and the way that you will be able to affect this administration will be by your vote. As long as we have an election. But it will be by your vote. Sri Lanka, that's what it was. Thank you. I think it was Sri Lanka. Yeah. But that's how you'll be able to rebel. Thank you, Stacey. I appreciate you putting that. But other than that, it's not going to be this big revolution that you think. And granted, I'm hopeful that there will be something that happens, some kind of breakthrough, some kind of hope, but it can't be promised if y'all think that's what's going to happen. In a way, especially, we're being silenced, basically, because, oh yeah, it's coming down the pipeline. Because don't forget, the CEO, which I actually met him when I went to the YouTube event last year. Hopefully they have another one because you guys know the Super Bowl is going to be out here. But what's going to end up happening is that the social media companies will bend to the administration. They're kind of fighting back, but in their own way. I don't know if you guys know these people, but Alex Jones, the one who got in trouble for saying Sandy Hook was a hoax, and then Nick Fuentes, the racist, they thought like, oh, well, YouTube said they were pressured by the Biden administration to silence people. But the thing is that they broke the rules. So no, they're not coming back. They weren't silenced by the administration. They were already kicked off the platform in 2020. Who was the president in 2020? Donald Trump. So it was before the Biden administration came into power, which was on the 2021. So they're not going to be back on the platform. But I mean, if the administration pushes so much, you never know. I mean, it's crazy how the algorithm works because you think somebody like Don Lemon, and not saying that Don Lemon isn't killing the game, but somebody like Don Lemon, you think he'll be pushed higher in the algorithm. But compared to all these right-wingers, they're far surpass him, especially somebody like Candace Owens. And it kind of, with Candace Owens and a lot of these other right-wingers, what helps is that they're also a part of the conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And so, listen, people love a good conspiracy theory. They do. If you can sell them on a conspiracy theory, they'll eat right out your hands. I'm telling you. I need to start a conspiracy theory channel because I could just be playing it up. Like, the aliens are coming. It's so crazy. Shit, I'll be taking all y'all money. Yeah. Damn. If I could do YouTube all over again, I would definitely play it dirty so I could be making hella money. Don't let there be another pandemic, y'all. If there's another pandemic, like now, where I am right now, Oh, I'll be killing it. I'm telling you, I would be killing it. It's already North Korea. This is what. Oh, hold on, son. Because you made a good point. This is already North Korea. This is what you get when you drop the ball. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. In addition to the Christian evangelical ideologies, yep, that's true. Don Lemon has over 900K listeners. He spoke on Joy Reid's YouTube channel, which I support both. Yes, and I support both of them too. But if you look at somebody like Candace Owens, she always has at minimum, 150,000 people watching at one time, which is crazy. Because do those 150 people not have jobs? Probably don't. But but wait, this ain't shut the hell up before I block you. That was a good one. Light conspiracy. Light conspiracy. I mean, I did have a crazy lady that wears a diaper on my channel. So I mean, yeah, we dibble and dabble in conspiracy. AT2, you're doing fine with your conspiracies already. Right, I don't need no more. But yeah. But back to my initial point, I just wish that, and here's the other thing too. Ooh, this is going to be controversial. But I feel like with any movement, you need Black people, and like a majority of Black people. Just like when they did the No Kings Day, when they were protesting Trump, that big march that they did, and Black people chose to stay home, and rightfully so, because again, we would be met with hostility. The pro-Palestine movement, you need Black people. Immigration with ICE, you need Black people. Like, there's so many people, like, you need Black people, because we just know how to mobilize. Even though, we a little chaotic and shit like that, you need Black people. When it comes to protesting and marching and going on a strong message of like, we demand this, that, and that, and this, you need Black people. Because the whole the ICE thing, it was... there was like, who was the organization that was the counter protest to the ICE raids? Like, I don't even know, like, where do I go to find them? Like, is there a website? Say what you want about Black Lives Matter, and we can talk about that another time, because again, there's the worldwide or the global, which is the one that was acting funny with the money, and then there's different chapters which are legit. Ask you a question, you ponder possibilities like Aquarius mind. I'm a Sagittarius. Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius. Go to leave from yes, because she was telling people not to vote. Fuck her too. A lot of Black channels have gone right wing, low key. If you're not careful, you into an echo chamber. If you're not careful, they're out here. I agree with that. I agree. And some you would be shocked by, and you'd be like, whoa, this is what you think? This is what you believe in? But it happens, It happens. Yeah, you got to be careful. We in the Black community provide the spark and energy to protest. Ding, 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 ding. Exactly. A big old... Hey, I ain't got this big tongue for nothing, right? I'm just kidding. Me too. That's why I'm like, oh, okay. Shout out to Team Sag, by the way. I'm black and tired. Only marching I'm doing right now is to the refrigerator. Exactly. And we have every right to be tired. Yes, the alt black. I've been shocked by a few out there. Yep. You got to pay attention to who you watching. You nasty. How we get... Okay. So let me also jump on this real quick. I have a few opinions, right? So let me start out. So there's a mayor race governor race in Virginia. I haven't really commented on that because I don't live in Virginia, but it's two women. The Republican is, you know what? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know their names. That's why I stay out of other states' business because I don't even know their name. But it's a white lady who's a Democrat, and there's the Republican who a black lady. Also in Georgia, there is going to Dr. Heavenly. She's running for Congress or something like that. I have an opinion on it, but I don't live in Georgia, so I just keep my mouth shut. But in New York, there's the mayor race. Eric Adams has been in the news because, again, he's a fraud. So anyway, you have the race down to 3 people. Well, really down to 2. Andrew Cuomo and Zoran Mandani. Recently, Kamala Harris said that she supports the Democratic nominee. Everyone went crazy because she didn't come out strongly and say, oh, yeah, I love him and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? Well, she mentioned on her book tour that she talked to him on the phone and they had a conversation, and she does support him. So all this conversation about like, oh, she didn't come out strong for him and why this? Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, let's not forget, he was one of those people saying, don't vote, do uncommitted. So with that being said, if she chose to say, fuck him, I'm staying out of it, that would be her right to do so. But even then, she was humble and was like, yo, he's the Democratic nominee. We should support him. I think because, you know, me reading her book and stuff like that, she knows how it feels to have your party not support you. So with her, she's like, I'm going to support the Democratic nominee. And her stepdaughter had already came out months ago and supported him. So it's only natural that she would, right? But anyway, people made a big deal out of nothing. And he said that he was grateful that paraphrasing, but he was grateful that she did endorse him. So people making a big conversation out of nothing, it's dumb. But like I said, I'm not too versed, and we can have a conversation about what's going on, you know, before the elections happen. But I stay out of it just because, like, I don't live in, for example, I don't live in New York, so I can't tell you how to vote. All I can let you know is that Eric Adams is a fraud, and he should have took that job. I think Trump said he can be an ambassador of like Nigeria. I think he gave him some black country. Was it Nigeria? He offered it. Let me see if I can look it up. Zoran Mandani too. He was the main one with Rashid Tlaib. Exactly, Rashida Tlaib, right? And she still supported him. She still supported his ass. And thank you, I appreciate that. He offered him some kind of job because what the word around the street is that Andrew Cuomo and Trump have been talking. So he's trying to push Andrew Cuomo because the Republican, I don't even know what his name is. He's not winning, right? So Trump is trying to push Andrew Cuomo because he knows that he can get shit, you know, that he wants done through Andrew Cuomo, where you have this Mandani guy who's completely different, and they call him a socialist and all this other stuff. The kind of socialism and communism that they talk about, that would never happen in the United States because we're a capitalistic nation. You know, we're capitalists. It would never happen. So when you hear the socialism and all that, it's not what you guys say. It's not Russia. It's not China. Shit. I wish it was like a Denmark or something like that. But you know, Denmark, they got like good healthcare, all that. She will forever be the first female and first black person of color vice president. But she and Biden did the party dirty in the last election. What do you mean she did them dirty? I don't believe that she did them dirty. I believe that Joe Biden did the party dirty. when he should have dropped out. Just because she's a Libra doesn't mean she needs to hold hands with everyone. Some of us Libras can go Aries real quick. Oh, okay, okay. Cuomo should sit out. Well, Cuomo is a remember he had all those allegations? Now, because here's the thing, and I don't hate bringing this up because somebody has to say it, right? My thing with the allegations with Andrew Cuomo, we're getting into territory where, and mind you, I'm the person telling y'all, oh, I don't believe in the purity test that you have to be perfect and blah 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 blah. I'm one of the big proponents on that, right? However, I do think we should stand for something. And I think if you have somebody with a whole bunch of allegations of sexual assault and all that, I think you should take heed to that and be like, oh, this is not somebody who we want. You know, I'll even take Eric Adams and his corruption over somebody who's an essayer, right? I just think, like, what's up, Mark Nash? How you doing? Yo, how you been getting to all the boxing events and stuff like that? All the boxing matches. Are you rich? Shit, send me some money. I would say just kidding, but I like my money. I ain't kidding about that. Biden should have run and then resigned. I believe more people would have voted for him. Most of the electorate just wants a white man. And that has been said a lot. Let me just say this. I made a video about this and then I didn't post it ever. But I also had the thought of like, we need a white male to run next time, right? I don't believe that. I just think that we need someone who is strong in what they believe in to run. I never want to say that it needs to be a white male, because how do you look at your black children, or in my case, my black nieces and nephews, especially my nieces, and say, oh, it will never be a woman, or it will never be a black woman or a woman of color. It will never be this. It will never be that. So there's a lot that, went wrong behind the scenes and stuff like, because again, I read the book. There's a lot that went wrong behind the scenes. I don't want to say that it will never happen. And that we just need to run a white man. Because then I even feel like that's even like saying that we need a white savior. Like, I feel like that gets into tricky territory and stuff like that. It was just a shitty situation because, I'm still one of the people, and Kamala said that she thought the election was fair, right? But I'm still one of those people that believe that the numbers aren't right. And there has been many people to come out and say, yeah, something was wrong. I know a lot of people were skeptical of Greg Palast. They're all like, oh, Greg Palast, he's using old numbers. But there's another white guy out there saying like, hey, if you look at the different numbers and how the election went, and then you also have that case in Rockland County, which is still going on, where in Rockland County, that it showed that people voted for Kristen Sinema in certain precincts and then didn't vote for the president at all, which it was like a 0 in certain precincts where they would vote for not Kristen Sinema. Who's Kristen Gillibrand? Who's y'all senator out there? Who's the senator? Thank you, Citizen Morgan. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. Who's y'all person out there? Gillibrand. I think it's Gillibrand. Okay, but Gillibrand got a whole bunch of. Okay, Gillibrand. Yeah, I'll do another video on that because recently David Pakman had the guy on his channel. Let me see if I can find that video real quick. I'm just going to share the link to it. I'm not going to play it because I actually have another engagement that I need to do right after this. So I'm not going to play it, but I will find the video for you guys. Also, Roland Martin had this guy on his channel too.
Yep.
And yeah, I first seen him on Roland Martin's show. Okay. And please check this out and then let me know. Oh yeah, he's very mute. Yeah. Him, Tyler, Brian Cohen. Yeah, fuck them hoes. Yeah, I don't like them either. But you know, I take it with a grain of salt and I try to look at it for what it is. You know, do I agree with everything that they say? No. Oh, thank you. Y'all making it rain. Thank you. I appreciate it. And one more. Thank you. Shout out to Sun. Shout out to Citizen Morgan. Shout out to Naughty Locks. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Sun. Thank you. I appreciate that. But hopefully you guys seen the video in the chat. I'm glad to hear your political leaning because so many of our colleagues lean right. Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, they lean to the right. Yes. APAC. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, I'm one of those people who agree with getting rid of big money in politics, but for now, until some bill is passed, and it's funny because Kamala actually talked about when she was senator, there was a bill to get rid of big money. And they would bring it up and then never pass it because everybody takes big money. She mentions it in her book. And by the way, a lot of people will talk about the excerpts and stuff like that. Go get you the actual book. It was only $21. Get you the actual book and read it and then draw your conclusion because I feel like a lot of people, and thank you, Angie, I appreciate it. Woo! I love the $9.99. Thank you. Read the book and then draw your conclusion. And honestly, you don't even have to purchase the book. Let me give you a secret because before I got the book, I was already listening to the audio on Spotify. If you have Spotify, listen to the audiobook. The audiobook, and it's Kamala reading it herself. So it's nice to hear it in her own voice. People are just following the power dynamics. They don't know what they believe in. Ding, ding, ding. Exactly. They don't believe. They don't know what they're following. They don't. It's sad. They don't. And I realized that with the last election, I was like, oh, these people don't know what they're talking about. They're just saying anything. Yes, they voted down the ballot, leaving the top of the ticket. And I'm not saying that people don't do that, but zero, and then they voted down the line. Also, I know there was conversations in North Carolina too. So it's very strange. I love your political video. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you, Nina. It's been a trip because like I've been worried. I'm not going to lie. I've been worried. I was all like, I think they like the celebrity gossip and they like the mess and stuff like that. And granted, I mean, I don't mind doing it, but I was worried when I started getting into the political stuff because I was all like, oh, I might lose my audience. But I just want to say for the people who don't mind having these kind of conversations, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. It really means a lot to me because, I talked about this before. Thank you, Rose T. Thank you. I'm just saying, I'm at the age right now where the content needs to mature. I know that I look 21 years old. Shut up. Don't fucking laugh. Shut up. I know I look 21. Okay. 28, 29, right? Now, if you say no to that, F you and your mama and your daddy. But, I know I look 28, 29, right? So by this time, like the content should kind of mature, right? Like it's only like I can only talk about Cardi B, Drake, Tyler Perry. You know, I can only talk about those things for so long. Like it's about time like the content matures. And mind you, I haven't hid any of my old videos, even the drama videos. I don't even hide those because my thing is like you'll get to see my progression, you get to see my journey on this platform and see where I came from. Why would I hide those things? And when I wanted to cuss a motherfucker out, I did just that, and I don't take it back. And if tomorrow I fire up a live, or maybe tonight I fire up a live and say, hey, I'm gonna cuss you the fuck out, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. But again, like the content has to mature. And so finally, it has matured, you know? And so I appreciate y'all going on this journey with me. Oh, yeah, you know I'm talking about shit right now. Thank you. Okay, the last topic. This is going to be quick. So I did see where, and shout out to Mims for talking about this too, but I've been seeing a lot of, Mims was basically fair with his analysis, but I've been seeing a lot of people come out strong over this whole Jimmy Kimmel thing. Because if you guys didn't see his monologue or whatever they call it when they talk in the beginning of the show, he starts crying. He was like, I would never want anybody to think I was talking about Charlie Kirk. He was doing all that crying, right? You know, they always talk about white women turn on the tears, but white men, oh, they will cry. They will cry as well too. Yeah, they'll throw on the emotions and everything like that. You know, they cry together. They'll get angry and try to get the police on you. They love black dick too. We can have that conversation later. And I'm not saying white men are gay. I'm not saying that. But white men and white women have an obsession about black dick. We can talk about that a different day. But anyway, so take your kids out the room. Take your kids out the room. Take them out the room. We'll come back for the nighttime show on that because I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to dive into that. But what I'm saying, it's not a lie. I would not lie to you. Black pussy, exactly. The pussoise, yes, yeah. I believe that's where the hatred comes from because it's not necessarily hatred. It's like, and I don't even want to say a jealousy. It's like a infatuation, and that draws the hate. It's weird. It's weird. See, Garvin know what I'm talking. See, the people agree. They agree. All right. Anyway, let me move on to something serious. So anyway, Jimmy Kimmel, you know, did all the crying and everything like that. And listen, he understands that, hey, I need to make sure this money comes in and I'm going to put on the waterworks to make sure I secure the bag. I'm not mad at it. Listen, if I was making as much money as Jimmy Kimmel, y'all would see me on here, Charlie Kirk, oh. You see me streaming the funeral. You'll see me donating to turn him. Oh, trust me. Listen. I would turn it all the way up. I'm telling you. Y'all would see me in here cooning and buffooning. Listen. Don't judge me, but y'all would see me here cooning and buffooning from some Charlie Kirk to make sure that paycheck kept coming in. I ain't gonna lie. And so that's what Jimmy was doing, you know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. Yeah, but shit, you see me on here crying too. So I ain't even mad at Jimmy. Make your money. Now, there has been a conversation like, okay, well, what when when Joy Reid was getting fired or whatever, how come we didn't have that same da-da-da-da-da-da? People were angry and people were upset about Joy Reid. Also, they brought up Don Lemon. How come we didn't do the same for Don Lemon? We could have did the same for them as well too. But I think in their situation, they would not have cared. They wouldn't have cared. They wouldn't have did the same thing. And another thing too is that they're on cable. There's no app for us to like cancel or do anything. Like it just is what it is. Like, and granted, Don Lemon, he sued and got his money. Joy Reid hasn't sued, but the reason why she can't really talk about MSNBC is because she still gets paid. Like she had signed a new contract before they let her go. She had renegotiated a new contract, so they still have to pay her out that contract, even though they got rid of her show. So that's why she has not talked about it. But again, cable TV, different circumstance. Yeah, right. Different circumstance. It's not the same thing. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, hit that like button too. It's not the same thing. So again, it makes it a little tougher to be on that. Yeah, we should have did the same thing. And again, like I said, we said that it wasn't right. It wasn't, okay for them to get fired and stuff like that. But it was never going to be the same. Different circumstance. Yeah. They're not white men. Right, Rose T. It just wasn't going to be the same. But again, Jimmy Kimmel being kicked off air for a minute or suspended, it wasn't right because they were definitely going to do the whole suspension and then fire him. Before you get fired from a job, they usually do a suspension. Y'all know how it is. They just make sure that check and everything comes and then they fire your ass. But yeah, different scenario. And I don't blame him for crying. I think if anything, he should have made it clear, like, hey, I wasn't talking about Charlie Kirk. And essentially he did say that. He said he would never want people to conflate what he said. And he didn't say anything. I don't even think he had to mention Charlie Kirk or anything like that, because I don't even think Charlie Kirk's family was looking for an apology. It was literally Trump conflating and trying to make it about him and using his power and authority. When they say we live in an authoritarian society, that's what it's looking like. Because it's going to be more. This is only the start. What's up, Lady Letitia? This is only the start. It's going to be more. It's going to get worse. I wish I could say, oh no, it's going to turn around. It's going to be, no. It's going to get worse. We just have to be prepared for it. It was a big because of the FCC. The guy ahead of the FCC. That's where people stop being polite and start being real. Because wait, isn't that what the real world says? The slogan, real dictatorship stuff, right? The fact they brought Kimmel back due to people unsubscribing from Disney shows just how powerful we are when we come together. Exactly, and that's the way that we need to be. That resistance that was in 2016, 17, all that, it's gone. I don't know what happened to that. Everybody, just like Kamala said, is capitulating. They're capitulating. You know what, son? I still haven't really gave my thoughts on the whole Erica thing, the funeral or AKA the WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania right there. They was in a stadium. They had pyro and everything like that. That was WrestleMania. That was not no fucking memorial. But yeah. Why didn't his parents speak? So his parents weren't there. That's why they didn't speak. Wow. He's taking me out for my anniversary. Oh, congratulations on your anniversary, Lady Letitia. I think you're behind. I was like, wait, what? I think we moved on from that. There could have absolutely been a boycott of MSNBC and CNN, drive down their ratings. Yep, I agree. Now it's a little too late, but I think also too, it's a blessing for them because now they're happy being independent. So it was a blessing in disguise. And I think, I would definitely, how Roland Martin has his own media company. I would like there to be like a black. You remember they used to have the BET News or something like that? Like there needs to be more black people in the political realm. That's why I'm happy to be in here. There needs to be more black people in the political realm. Somebody that speaks to us. Because again, David Pakman doesn't speak for us. Brian Tyler Cohen doesn't speak for us. Kyle Kalinske, definitely not TYT, them racist ass bastards. You can go down the list of like the political left-leaning channels. They don't speak to us at all. They don't speak for us and they don't speak to us. So all in all, my point is I'm happy to be here. And y'all, I'm like 15 minutes late for where I have to be. I have to apologize to the person. I love y'all for being here. Thank you everybody for all the donations. I truly do. From the bottom of my heart. And like I said, I appreciate y'all going on this journey with me because y'all don't have to. And no more damn interviews, at least not until next week. Love y'all. We out of here.